Extra time.
We're just going to wait and see the wicket tomorrow, and probably have a bit more of a discussion about it tonight, but we're not going to announce it now.
Sure. What's the top order options? Is that what's the discussion?
Yeah, there's a few options. We've got obviously myself and Darcy, Usman, Stoyne, who's done it really well through the Big Bash. Alex Carey did it really well in the UAE for that last game that he played there at the top of the order. So yeah, there's plenty to think about, and a few options that we can go with, and a few combinations. So that's something that we'll think about a little bit more over the next few hours.
And what's it mean with so many players being played the BBL and a large chunk of it coming into the T20 series?
I think it's a good opportunity for guys to continue on that good form. Everyone who's here has played a significant role in their BBL franchises or in the Test series just completed as well. So I think that it's a good opportunity to play some T20 cricket, especially here against India, who are quality in their own conditions, well, everywhere to be fair. But after having a really good stint of T20, it's not often that we get a chance to prepare and have a tournament lead into international games.
In the sort of match game down there,
yeah.
What was it like chatting? What were you guys talking about?
We're talking through his surfing injury, how close he was to breaking his neck, and a little bit of cricket stuff, but not a huge amount. It's just great to have legends of the game around again, and he was out there just doing some catching work, some slip practice with Ash Turner. He was a great slipper in his own right, so anything that the guys can learn. I know Alex Carey was chatting to him about batting and specifically top of the order stuff, so I'm not exactly sure what their dialogue's been, but it's just great having legends around again.
And last one from me, you've been to India so many times. What about India makes it such a great place to live?
I think just the passion of the cricket fans. Everywhere you go, you get treated really well, and I suppose the love that they have for cricket is something that we all have in common, and it's a great place to tour. It's a great place to play. It can be incredibly tough place to play at times, but that's why you love it. You play against the best opposition in their own conditions, which is always tough, but the people here make it very special.
Aaron, what are you looking to get most out of the series in terms of your World Cup preparations?
Yeah, obviously with the two T20s, it's a chance for guys to continue on their Big Bash form and test themselves against the best in the world in their own conditions. But in terms of the one-day stuff, I think it's a great opportunity for us to keep improving. I think in the series at home against India, we improved a lot from the series before, and there was some great progression made in where we want to be going over the next few months in particular. So it's a great opportunity for us to keep, I suppose, nailing down that pattern that we want to play and the style that we want to play leading into the World Cup. We've still got 10 internationals plus five other practice warm-up games before that first World Cup game. So there's still a fair bit of cricket to go, and as long as we keep tracking in the right direction and give India a really good fight and win this series, it'll be what it's all about.
Aaron, you come here from the Big Bash, like you said, and this time the Big Bash was bigger, perhaps not necessarily better. What is your take on the fact that attendance has kind of dwindled in places? Do you think it's the right size, or do you think you need to go back to lesser games? No,
I think the amount of games was right. I think 14 games was fine. I think maybe it could have just been a week shorter or something. You can maybe play a few more double head matches, and it's always tough when kids are going back to school and families are preparing for that. So midweek games starting at 7 or 6:30, 6:40. It's going to be tough for families to make it out all the time with kids having school the next day and things like that. So I think 14 is still the right number though.
Rob, what about in terms of like getting a mental break between the Big Bash and coming in? Like you spoke after sort of leading the Test team and getting back in the Big Bash, the benefits of just taking a break. Are you confident that all the guys sort of had that chance to reset?
Yeah, I think the schedule that the Big Bash allowed towards, especially the second half of the tournament, when there was a lot of time between games, I think that's as good a freshen up as you get in the modern game, especially when you're playing all the time. I think I know at our franchise, the Renegades, it was quite a relaxed environment in terms of in terms of wasn't a huge amount of meetings, there wasn't a huge amount of commitments for guys outside of training and playing. So it was a chance for them to be able to freshen up and really, I suppose, just focus on and be really fresh for the games, rather than being rather than having to worry about where to be on certain days and extra stuff that comes along with playing cricket at a high level. So I think guys like myself and Pete, Maxi, would have still got a lot of a freshen up during that period, and there was a lot of time spent at home during that time as well, which was nice.
And how important it is, I suppose, not just in one thing, just looking at this year and how big it is and how much you want to sort of keep the guys as fresh as possible, and how do you, like this captain, do you involve yourself in those conversations, and how do you do it?
Oh, you put a lot of faith in the coaching staff and the medical staff to monitor that and manage their workloads and things like that. But I think the thing we've got now after this series and after the UAE series is most guys have got April off, which will be a great chance for them to really freshen up and recharge and go again for what is going to be a huge 6 or 7 months for Australian cricket. So I know there's going to be guys that'll be here for the first half of the IPL, and then be home by the start of May. So April will be a really crucial period for guys to be able to take that time off and get away from cricket and really mentally recharge.
And just getting back to the open combination, is it the same with the one-day team, or do you have a bit of a clearer idea who will be opening with you in that series?
Yeah, there's still a few options there. Again, in the one-day side, Darcy's here for the first couple as cover for Sean. He's been exceptional when he's opened the batting, been obviously prolific in the middle order as well. Usman, myself, so there's still a few options there, Alex. So there's still 3, 4, 5 combinations that you could go with in that regard. So that's probably a little bit clearer than what it is with the T20s, only because guys have probably done it more recently in T20s as well. We should just do a one-on-one.
Yeah, there's probably outside. There seems to be an expectation that there's a bit of spot warming for David Warner that he will be opening with you in the World Cup. Is that sort of fair, or do you think there's a genuine chance for someone who really impresses in this next month to open?
No, I think definitely there's a great opportunity for guys to come and really challenge for that spot, and we've seen Davey obviously have some elbow surgery recently, as well as Steve. So for that to be in the back of your mind as well, that if things don't go 100% right with their rehab or they have some complications with it and they're not back in time, it's a huge opportunity for guys to step up and almost cement their place going forward for the next little while. But there's also things you can juggle around in one-day cricket. I've batted in the middle order quite a bit, a little bit over the last little while. Davey's done it the odd time. So whatever we feel is the right combination at the time, I don't think anything's out of the question.
And you spoke about a style of play. How challenging is it to stick to the style if you don't get instant results? Are you sort of tempted to tinker with the style that you want?
Yeah, that's a great point. I think at times we've been really committed to a plan and a style and a way that we want to move forward in the one-day game and T20 game, and like you said, you lose and you lose a bit of confidence in that style. So I think it's really important to make sure you're matching up what is performance related and what is actually on the right track. And if you work back from where you want to be to, I think that you can plan it out a little bit easier, and you understand that guys aren't always going to have their best day every day. It still might be the right style to play, but it just didn't come off that day. So to be 100% committed to that is really important, and something that we've got to be mindful of, or we've had to be mindful of when things don't go well. You don't just dismiss that and move on and try a new style straight away, or a new strategy, or restart again. It's about making sure that we're committed to what it is, and you take the ups and downs on the way, because we know that if we get it right, that it's as good as anyone else in the world, and we can beat anyone. So it's about sticking with that and making sure that we're 100% committed to it.
Last question after that.
Obviously, Virat in his press conference mentioned that this is Marcus Stoinis as someone who has we faced that as a potential trade in the Australian team, given the success he had in recent times, and also he did well against India in the recent one-day series. And also, what on Matthew Finch coming and having a war with you and the boys today in the practice?
Sorry, I didn't get the first part of the question.
Obviously, the Indian captain did mention that in his press conference that he sees Marcus Stoinis as a potential trade in the Australian team. So, how crucial is it for the Australian team? Does he lend a balance to the Australian team?
Yeah, absolutely. He's someone who can bowl 10 overs, bowl his 4 overs in T20 cricket. He can be at the top of the order with the bat. We've seen him be really successful in the middle order as well. So to have someone who's as flexible as that is a great asset in your team, because then you can build a team around them and they can almost fill any hole that you need. If there's a weakness somewhere, they're generally the best person to fix it, and you can shuffle it around them. With the ball, they provide so much of a chop out for other guys that if it's not someone's day, then they're filling that void and still bowling their overs in their own right. So having an all-rounder like Marcus in your side is so crucial, and you've seen with India, when Hardik Pandya is fit, it makes the balance of the team so much better. Ben Stokes for England. It's just a huge asset to have a really quality all-rounder who bats and bowls equally as good and can fill a lot of different roles. Yeah, it was great, obviously, to have JL's great mate and a legend of the game come back, and someone who's had so much success here in India as a batsman to get around to this few of the boys and have a good chat was great.
Hit the subscribe option and the bell icon to get all the exclusive sports videos on Extra Time.